You are fast asleep in a flimsy nylon tent. Outside, apex predators with razor-sharp claws are prowling, and they want absolutely nothing to do with you. You are, by every biological definition, completely helpless. You're just soft, slow meat that cannot run, cannot fight back, and is completely unaware of the world around you. You would think a human campsite is an all-you-can-eat buffet for a hungry bear, a wandering leopard, or a pack of wolves. But they almost never attack, and the reason is not what you think. It is not just one thing, but a fascinating series of layered explanations. It is a strange, invisible agreement that goes back millions of years. Let's start with an ego boost that is actually just biology. To the animal kingdom, you are terrifying. Not you specifically, but humans as a species. Humans have been hunting active predators for around 2 million years. We wiped giant sloths, woolly rhinos, and saber-toothed cats off the map. We hunted so effectively that we literally shaped the genetics of the animals that survived. The lions, bears, and wolves alive today are the descendants of the ones that learned to run away from us. The bold ones? They got turned into winter coats. This inherited caution is now baked right into their DNA. When a predator hears or smells a human, a very old alarm goes off in its brain telling it to move on. This isn't just a fun theory. A 2019 study published by researchers at UC Santa Cruz proved how deeply wired this fear really is. They set up hidden speakers and played audio of normal human voices near wild mountain lions in California. The results were staggering. The pumas fled instantly. In many cases, they were so terrified that they abandoned fresh kills, choosing starvation over spending another second near the sound of a human podcast. The researchers even noted that this fear cascades through the entire ecosystem, changing the behavior of rodents and deer just because a human walked by. Then, there is your smell. You might think you smell perfectly fine, but to a predator whose nose is up to 100,000 times more sensitive than yours, you broadcast a deeply strange and disturbing chemical signal. You smell like synthetic nylon, highly processed snacks, heavily perfumed shampoo, and toxic bug spray. You are a walking cocktail of artificial compounds that has no biological match anywhere in the natural world. A predator's hunting instinct is finely tuned to specific prey, like the smell of a deer or a wildebeest. You do not fit the system. You are an anomaly. And in the wild, anomalies trigger extreme caution, not aggression. On top of your chemical force field, there is the campfire effect. Fire is one of the only things that produces a universal fear response across virtually all land animals. It is a primal, innate terror. Animals that were afraid of fire survived wildfires. The ones that were not simply did not pass on their genes. For over 1 million years, humans have slept next to fires. It sends a clear, undeniable signal into the dark. A creature that controls the most destructive force in nature is resting right here. Do not engage. You figured out fire before you figured out farming, and it has kept you safe ever since. Now, let's talk about the biggest myth in movies. Apex predators are not reckless, unstoppable killing machines. In reality, they are incredibly careful. A wolf does not have sick days or health insurance. A broken leg or a damaged eye means a slow death by starvation. Therefore, every hunt is a strict biological calculation of risk and reward. Humans are completely unpredictable. Worse, when we stand up, we are bipedal. Standing on 2 legs is a universal threat display in nature. It is what bears and gorillas do when they want to intimidate. Even when lying down, our silhouette is bizarre. We simply do not look like an easy or safe meal. Furthermore, your sleep is not nearly as deep as you think it is. Human biology features something called a sentinel function. We sleep in short, light cycles, and our brains constantly scan the environment for unusual noises. A snapping twig or a sudden change in air pressure can bring us to our feet in seconds. Add to this the group factor. We rarely camp alone. Predators hunt for isolated, weak prey, not tight-knit groups that will wake up, scream, throw things, and fight back collectively. A waking camp of humans is a high-risk nightmare for any sensible predator trying to make a clean kill. Of course, none of this means you are totally untouchable. Attacks do happen, but they almost always break the normal rules. The famous man-eating lions of Tsavo, which terrorized railway workers in 1898, were not normal predators. The Champawat tiger was also a tragic exception. Later analysis showed these animals were severely injured, suffering from damaged teeth, and completely unable to hunt their natural prey. Desperation, starvation, and habitat loss overrode their genetic fear. But in a healthy ecosystem, a healthy predator will always choose a familiar rabbit over a strange, synthetic-smelling human. So, the next time you're lying in a tent, listening to a twig snap in the dark beyond the nylon wall, you might feel a sudden spike of ancient anxiety. That feeling is perfectly fine. It is what kept your ancestors alive. But the thing outside your tent? It knows better than to mess with the most dangerous creature on the planet. If you enjoyed discovering why you are a terrifying biological anomaly, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Ancient Origins for more deep dives into our weird world. Thanks for watching, and sleep tight.